Welcome to class 32 of secretarial practice. So in this class we are going to study regarding the powers of directors. So the Companies Act gives some general powers to the board of directors. So here they can exercise such powers or whatever authority is given to them, and while exercising that they should act in a group, which means so they should collectively act as a board but not individual, and the board shall be subject to the provisions contained in the memorandum and articles of the company. So the director must act within the powers on they should act collectively, and it should be for the benefit of the company. Okay, so there are some powers of the directors where the directors are going to exercise on behalf of company. The first is power to make calls on shares. So what do you mean by this calls on shares? So calls on shares is nothing but so demand made by the company on its shareholders or the holding, if they are going to hold partially or partly paid shares, to pay the part or full unpaid amount of the on the shares. As in, when the company needs money, it asks its shareholders to pay. So it is known as calls on shares. So the board of directors have a power to make calls on shares. The next is issue debentures. So to issue the debentures, so the director have a power. The next is to borrow money. So here to borrow money other than the debentures, they say. So borrow money other than debentures. So what does it mean other than debentures? So by passing the resolution to borrow money in the board meeting, here the total amount of money which they can borrow must be written, okay, in the resolution. So other than debentures they can get or borrow the money, but for borrowing the money the director should pass the resolution in the board meeting, and how much amount they are going to borrow, so that should be written in the resolution. The next is to invest funds. To invest funds, so what does it mean to invest fund? So you can invest the fund in other company. So company's fund can be utilized for the investment in the other company. Okay, the next is to grant loan. Okay, so your grant loan, how we are going to grant the loan? The director is permitted to give loan to the company. However, he has to give an undertaking that the loan given is out of his personal fund and not the fund of the company. So he can grant loan, but whatever loan he is going to provide, so he have to write the undertaking, or you have to give the undertaking saying that whatever loan he has provided is out of his personal property and not the fund of company. The next is to fill the casual vacancy. Okay, power to fill the casual vacancy. So we have already studied what is this casual vacancy. So here appointment of directors by directors we have already studied. So casual vacancy, so if the office of any director is going to fall vacant before the expiry term, so resulting casual vacancy. So before the expiry term, if the office is vacant, so that says casual vacancy. So the board of directors have the right or the power to fill that vacancy. So how they are going to fill? So by the board of directors at the board meeting, unless the articles of company prescribes a different procedure. Suppose you have different procedure in articles of association, so then you need not, right? So article itself says how you can fill the vacancy. So if there is no prescribed procedure for this filling the casual vacancy, just by passing the resolution in the board meeting, so they are going to fill the casual vacancy. So the next is you are going to appoint an alternate director. So your alternate directors says the board of directors may, if article permits, okay, permission of article should be there, Appoint the alternate director where the original director is likely to be absent for the period of 3 months, or from the state in which the board meeting is normally held. So he is absent for 3 months and there you have to conduct the board meeting. So you need a alternate director now. So the board of directors will appoint one as a alternate director, and that director is going to vacate the office when the original director is going to return. The next is additional directors. So who are these additional directors? So additional directors, so here also if the article is going to permit you, the board of directors can appoint the additional director. The director shall hold the office only up to the date of company's next annual general meeting. The next is appointment of first auditor. So normally the first auditor of the company is appointed by the directors in the first meeting of the board of directors. So within how many days? Within 30 days of incorporation of company. So if the director fails to do so, then who is going to do? The shareholders can appoint the auditor, the first auditor, in the general meeting, and such auditor will hold their office till the conclusion of first annual general meeting. Okay, the next is power to appoint the managing director. So who is the managing director now? The one person who is in overall charge of running of the organization, we call him as a managing director. So he is a director who is entrusted with the substantial powers of management, so other than the administrative acts of a routine nature, such as affixing the common seal to any documents, drawing or endorsing the negotiable instruments, signing the share certificates, so all these things. So apart from the administrative things, so they are given with the managerial power. So such person we call him as a managing director, and this managing director is appointed by the board of director. So the difference between, we may ask, what is the difference between the director and managing director? So managing director is also called as your whole time director sometimes. Okay, so directors will be appointed by the shareholders as their representatives. Okay, but here managing director is appointed by the board of directors themselves. Okay, so they are going to appoint the board of directors. So here for directors appointment, we need not have a approval from the central government. So but here to appoint the managing director, we should have the permission or approval from central government. Then the manager, you are going to have the manager. Who is the manager? So manager means appointed by the board of directors. So he is also appointed by the board of directors. So who is going to look after the affairs of the company and need not hold any shares of the company. Okay, so he need not hold any share of the company as he is not the director. So he is the employee of the company. So you may ask, what is the difference between the director and manager, or the managing director and the manager? So managing director is also appointed by the board of directors. Manager is also appointed by the board of directors. But the changes is here, you need not be the director if you are a manager, but if you are a managing director, you must be the director of a company, and you should have a share of a company. At least one share you have to take as a qualification share if you are going to act as a managing director. But as a manager, you need not hold any shares of the company. So then a secretary, right? So secretary, you know how the secretary is appointed. So that I have already explained you in the first chapter. The next is to grant policies of company. So grant policies of company is nothing but the policies of companies are framed by what? The board of directors. So the board of directors have a very definite or defined role and responsibilities within the business organization. So the board has the responsibility of developing a governance system for a business. Okay, so that is what governing system means. So they are going to make the policies of the organization. The next is power to forfeit the shares. Okay, power to forfeit the shares. So what is this forfeiting shares? Forfeiting share means you are going to cancel shares, right? So here shares of members cannot be fortified. So unless and until the articles of the company is going to say you regarding this, so you don't have any rights to cancel the shares of the shareholders. So such power on directors, so unless it is given by the articles or given in the articles, so directors cannot act upon it. So the forfeiture of shares should happen only for the non-payment of calls on shares, so by the members and in accordance with the articles of company. In accordance with articles of company, you can cancel the shares being a director. So when you are going to cancel, first point we have already studied, you are going to make the calls on shares. You ask them to pay fully, right? So whatever they have paid, half it may be or fully it is unpaid. So at that time you may ask them to pay for their share, so that is called as calls on share. So even in such case they are not going to pay anything, so you can cancel the shares. The next is power to recommend the rate of dividend. So power to recommend the rate of dividend means the board of directors is going to recommend the rate of dividend. So which company can declare the dividend now? So all company except those company which are not operating for profit, so such companies can declare dividend. Okay, so dividend is to be declared by the company at what? At the AGM. Okay, at the annual general meeting you are going to declare the rate of dividend, and on such rate as may be recommended by the board, and that recommendation is in the hand or given by what? Board. So as recommended by the board, AGM in the annual general meeting they are going to set or fix the rate of dividend, and it has no power to declare the dividend exceeding the amount recommended by the board. Whatever amount is been fixed by the board, so it cannot go against that. So according to, it is said in the according to section 123, so the provisions relating to declaration of dividend. So dividend is usually what? Dividend is usually a part of profit, right? So part of profit, so that will be shared within the shareholders. So thank you.